Okay, so my brain hatched an idea this morning. Okay, I have these prints that I got a long time ago. Okay, I sold a bunch of them, but I still have a lot, and I think they are all from the same artist, and I'm pretty sure this artist is local. A lot of these pictures they look like local scenery. So I had sold a bunch, and then I stopped selling them because I said, you know what? These would make awesome journal covers. So they are a cardstock, but I'm going to back them on something. I don't know if I'll glue another piece of card scrapbook paper or manila folder. I'm going to figure something out. But these are all, whoo, forgot a page there, scenes from the Appalachian area over here. Like this one here, it says Grant County, West Virginia. So somebody had cut these because they weren't all cut perfectly, and some of them had the artist's name trimmed off of it. So I had bought them from Goodwill years ago in a Ziploc bag. They were hidden in with the books. And there was a ton. So there's a lot of scenery. There's some that are, you know, flowers and vases. I got some poinsettias. I got some, you know, fruit. I got a bunch of pictures. So what I decided to do is make a whole bunch of single signature journals with these prints. You know, I just went and grabbed cardstocks to put as the backing on these. I hope the colors I grabbed are going to be, I hope they're going to be right. I think I'm going to double-sided tape them onto these covers. But first, let's match up to make sure I got the right kinds of colors. So I have, this one isn't, you know, this one is not blue, but this one would go with this, right? Maybe the other blue one would go with this one. I'm trying hard to be color coordinated, y'all. I am not good at color coordination or matching. Okay, so bear with me. Green for that. I have to think here, because this one should definitely have blue, right? So, blue. This one could have green, because it's got a lot of green. Definitely purple. This is what I was thinking when I grabbed purple ones, right? Definitely purple for this one. I think we got this figured out. I think I got this under control. Okay. Now, I don't know what to do for these two because both of these would go nicely. But this one has like yellows and reds. But I also, the background, like this also matches this. I think I'm going to go this route, because this one has a lot more green in it than this. So I think we're going to go this route. Okay, so we got this figured out. I might as well start with this one here. Now, the papers I have are not just regular run-of-the-mill papers, y'all. I had purchased a very large lot of paper, like a giant box full of paper, from Amy, who used to be known on YouTube as Hag's Hollow Darkwood Sanctuary. Okay, and she had an Etsy store, and she sold her dyed papers through her Etsy store. Okay, and I've purchased many, not many times, probably 4 or 5 times. She seemed to always have the paper for the project that I was looking for. Well, she was in a situation where she was moving and she was not going to be able to take all of her papers with her. So I purchased a big chunk of paper from her. So as I was planning this project, I said, you know, I could put scrapbook paper, you know, that's all well and good, but I really want pages that are going to go very well with the little journal that I make with these. So I would rather it be a color theme so that the recipient of the journal can do whatever they want with it, okay? And then I was like, then it hit me, and I was like, Amy Papers. Now, Amy's name on YouTube now is The Art Asylum, and she is back to making and selling her papers, and she sells them through YouTube. I don't think her Etsy store's up and going right now. I could be wrong, but I don't think her Etsy store's up and going right now, but she does sell them on YouTube at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. So, and I guess that the papers that she's doing now are stunning, stunning. So definitely check Amy out for some paper, okay? And I know, you know what, I say the same thing. I'm like, oh, you know, I could just dye my own. Yep, I can just dye my own, but I don't like to dye paper a few pages at a time because I'm not set up to dry paper. So when I do it, I set myself up for it and I do hundreds of pages at a time. And I don't like to do it, and I haven't had the time to do it in a long time. And I usually like to do it in the summer and put my papers out to dry outside. But the last few summers that I did that, the wind the wind is always blowing. I'm on a hill, so there's always a breeze, but it has gotten much, much worse in the last few years during the summer. So I can't really even put them out in the sun unless I put a rock on them or something. And I don't know, it's been a whole thing. I tried to set up someplace else in my house and it did not work out. So it is just so much easier for me to purchase them. I wish this was the front, but this is the front, but that's fine. This is still beautiful. So I get them from Amy, who does a fantastic job. Okay. I mean, just stunning, stunning, stunning job on papers. And when I dye them, I can't get them to look this good anyway. She dyes them. She does not take recycled markers like I do and, you know, crappy ass, pens and, food coloring. You know, she uses like dye. She goes all out. Okay. She is a professional at her craft. How big of an idiot am I? Because I totally came down here without my water. So I just had to pause this to have a coughing fit. See, like whoever originally owned these did not cut them very well. So I thought I'd take you along for my journal making journey. And I thought we could talk about how adorable these little journals are going to be. But yeah, definitely go see Amy and get some papers from her. There have been, I don't know, it aggravates me, but maybe it doesn't aggravate other people, but there have been some people, did I run out of this tape? No. There have been some people who have purchased paper from Amy. I think some of people were even, you know, happy mailed some Amy paper that have been claiming it as their own. And that's just really not cool to me. Like, you know, there are certain things that are really not cool to me. And I know it might be petty, but if, you know, people who claim an idea that they saw on YouTube from somebody else is their own. Now, listen, I completely get that not every idea, there's no original ideas anymore. Okay, they've all been done right to death. But there are some things online that belong to certain artists, in my opinion anyway, and other people do things that are so similar to those people and claim it as their own. Now listen, I've had ideas of my own, okay, that I have created, that I have made, And then I found out somebody else had done something like that too. But it's usually different. It's not usually the exact same thing, okay? Like, the one person I can think of who is copied a lot and told that, you know, the ideas were original from the people who copy her is Carla from Caged Fish. And I love Carla from Caged Fish. And she has had some incredible collage ideas in the course of her YouTube journey. And people have taken those ideas, which these things are definitely Carla's ideas, okay? The copying is to a T to what Carla did, okay, to a T. And they don't claim it's, you know, they don't even give Carla a little bit of credit. I got to try and line this up so that I get that nice blue on there too. There we go. It's going to be as good as it gets. Oh, I'm lined up. I'm going to be good. So, yeah, that's my rant for today. And it just, you know, I know some people are like, well, that's petty, you know, let people create, and artists are, you know, art is meant to be copied. It is meant to be copied. But when you are a person who puts a lot of effort into the things that you're creating and into the ideas that you are making, that you're coming up with, to just not even be acknowledged a little bit from somebody who is trying to get ahead in their own YouTube channel or whatever is just sickening. So I'm going to sit here and say exactly what it is. These papers are from Amy at the Art Asylum, okay? I don't mean to offend anyone, but sometimes you got to call the kettle black, and I'm not here to sugarcoat, okay? I'm not here to sugarcoat. I'm here to have fun and to bitch sometimes. The occasional bitch sesh. This is my channel. If I want to have a bitch sesh, I'm going to do it. Do y'all want to watch this process? Do you want me to speed this up? Because I can speed this up, or I can come back after, because this tape runner, like, I have regular double-sided tape somewhere, like wider double-sided tape. I just don't have any idea where it is. I'm sorry if this is like super annoying. Fast forward through me, okay? Just fast forward. If you want, I can start talking really fast, so it's just like you're fast forwarding. No, I'm just kidding. My daughter is having a sleepover tonight. She's having a friend stay over. She's all excited. Because it's not something like that we do. That's not something we really get to do often, is have sleepovers. So I have one daughter who's having a friend sleepover, and then the other daughter and I are going to have our own sleepover. So it's going to be a rootin' tootin' good time. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to get in here at all this weekend. Because then we have, you know, gardening stuff we have to catch up on, like my blueberry bushes. All my berry bushes that we just bought, they're dying because we don't have them in the ground yet, because between Brian's back problems and weather and, you know, my time, it just hasn't happened. So we got to get those in the ground like now. And we're going to be planting potatoes, and we have an antique potato planter that we do it with, and I sit on the potato planter and feed the potatoes into the little chute. It's a lot of fun.
Everything going all right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I might have messed up the video there. It kind of slipped. I was chosen to make a video.
Going okay right there?
Because it is a lot of fun. We have a good time. I can't wait to show you this when it's all done. I don't know if I'm going to embellish them at all, or if I'm going to just leave the papers. I might go and stencil ink, you know, stencil some throughout the pages, but I might just leave them. Maybe I'll make some lines on some of them. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I don't know. We shall see. Can you believe I came down here and did not bring my water? My throat is like, ugh. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to stay down there long. And then when I'm down here, I'm like, oh, I'm going to start these little books. So I'm doing these 8. These are the prints that spoke to my soul today. I have a ton of really great prints. Lots of great scenery. So I'm going to do more of these as little journals. Ooh, this stuff is like sticky, right? I'm going to do a lot more of these as little journals. I'm going to try and do all of them. But some of them I'm not going to be able to do like this as folded because the prettiest part of the picture is in the middle of the print. So I'll glue those onto something, you know, like make it into a, glue it onto a folder or something and make the cover a little bit bigger or, you know, do it a little bit differently. Wow, that's really on there. That glue booger. This is Recollections from Michaels. I did not buy this. I got this from a couple of years ago when I got that entire woman's craft stash, which I still don't, it still blows my mind that she got rid of her entire stash, including her little 3-tier cart. But anyway, when I got that woman's stash, it had a bunch of these tape runner things. So and a bunch of glues. She was really big into planner stuff, so I'm thinking maybe that was the deal with it, but I don't know. So I got this, and I got a handful of the small little tape runners. Like, I'll show you, I got it right here. A bunch of these, which I brought these over in case this big one didn't work. But this big one's working nice. I do have a couple of them from her that do work a little funky, but see, I like to use the double-sided tape when I'm doing something like this because I will show you. You know, people say they like to use double-sided tape and they don't explain why. When you glue, sometimes it will bubble here and you'll get weird creases around this. So it's like, you know, it looks all jammed in there, you know, and it's all wrinkly in the fold. So if you glue book and you glue book over and you've glued something in the crease of the glue book page, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So 99% of the paper that I'm using is plain sheets of paper. There are a couple of them that were some kind of a planner type page, like a notepad. You'll see it all. You will see it all. So, then we have a potato digger, which is the same age. It's all old, like iron farm equipment. Okay, like this potato planter was originally built to be drawn by horse, but then somebody had added some hydraulic pistons to it. So now it can be hooked up to a tractor that has hydraulic power, which my husband's does. We got a big forward tractor. So yeah, it is fun. I got to ride on it yesterday to test it out to make sure that it was adjusted right, because you do have to adjust some things because potatoes have to be planted in hills. So this thing it makes a trough to put the seed potato in, and then it hills it up over the seed potato. It digs, then buries at the same time. Okay. Uh-oh. That's it, man. I don't know what to do now. Did I just break it or?
Stop, Billy, you're getting in the video.
Go get your dad. Can I have your knife? Yeah, that's it. That's it, man. Now on to this weird little thing that's missing half of it. I might have to do something different, because this is not running either. Lord of mercy. I really like that recollections thing. I might have to see if, you know, if it is something I can purchase. Like, you can get refills for them, right? Like, if I looked it up, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something. So yeah, planting potatoes. It's just so much easier to have your own vegetables. It just really is. This day and age where you pay $30 for a tomato now. I got 6 plants, I think, 6 tomato plants growing. My cucumbers just started popping up. I'm planting my corn in sets. So I've got 1 set in, and then in about a month, well, no, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, I will do another. I will plant another set so that they are done at staggered times. Ugh, this is a thick cardstock here. See if I have enough freaking tape runner for this. I think I must have more runners because I definitely remember having more, but in the little drawer that I just pulled these out of, I don't have any more. You know, check the time because I got to pick up my monkeys. Pick up my little monkey girls. And I have to stop at the store and get bread because we're going to have people coming over. We're going to have somebody coming over. And I have no bread in my house. And I'm also running low on eggs. Y'all, for real. This is going to be how my life goes now. What, is this one out too? This one I think is out too, guys. Oh my Lord. I found this one. Okay, and this one's wider, so it should only take 2 hours instead of 15. But I'm going to pause this and go through the rest of these because this one is louder. So talking is going to be a little, you might get annoyed. So I will be back. I totally remember now why I don't use these stupid things. Because I hate them. That's what it boils down to. I hate them. Hey, voiceover Malia here, because I didn't really do a whole lot of talking in this part of the video, so I said, well, I'll just come in later and do some yapping. I don't like to waste any parts of the paper, so I decided to fold in different ways the sides of the paper so that they would fit in between my new covers. And what I'm going to do is I am going to sew them, sew around the pages and sew around the parts that I folded in order to make little pockets and tucks. So just about every page will have a pocket of some sort. And then I don't waste any paper. See, that's me talking about it. So that's me talking about my plan. So tonight, Saturday, April 26th, Amy's having a live sale at 6 o'clock Eastern, and she is going to be selling some of the papers that she makes. And I talked to her yesterday, and she told me about some of the papers that are coming, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm pumped. So I told her, I said, well, make sure you put some aside for me. So she did. She's going to put some aside for me because they sound amazing. And, you know, she works really hard. She really is like, this is definitely her thing. She's definitely a paper dyeing artist. She's really good at it. I love these papers and I love the way they feel. And speaking of live sales, I have decided to have a live sale next Friday. I have a bunch of videos up that I have things for sale on that I listed this week, and I didn't get a lot of hits on them, so I said, well, you know what? I'm going to do the sale live. I'm just going to go live and do the sale. And I've got a list of things that I got to take out of my storage, and I got a list of things that I got to put together. So I got a lot of stuff. So I used the cover to as a guide to fold the sheets, because I can't focus on trying to fold them. I have to do it I have to see it as I'm doing it, okay? I'm not one of those people. I don't have foresight. I can't imagine what it's going to look like. So I have to fold as I'm going along so I can see it as I'm going along. You know, like some people have these gorgeous journals that they make, and they envisioned the whole thing before they put it together. So then they put it together and it's exactly what they imagined. I don't do that. I imagined that these prints that I have would make great covers, and then I imagined that colored pages in a color theme similar to the cover would be good for small little single signature journals. I don't know if I'm going to put anything else on those covers, book corners or anything. I don't know what I'm going to do. So, yeah, I have to do it. I have to see it as I'm going. So that's why I just use the cover as a guide. And I did it for all 8 of these books that I put together. Okay, I used the cover as a guide for all of the books. I just couldn't, fold the pages to get them just so. Because if I tried to, I'd screw something up. Okay, I just know myself. So where the folds are is where I'm going to sew around on my sewing machine. I got it all ready to go. I just got to get it done. So I'm going to do all the pages, sew around all the pages, and, use different colored threads probably, and different stitches maybe, because my old sewing machine, it's old, it's from, I don't know, the 50s, maybe? 40s? 50s? I think it's from the 50s. It does have a lot of stitch options, so I can go around the pages with a lot of different stitches. And when is my sewing machine from the 50s? The 60s?
That one?
Yeah.
50s.
50s, okay. Because the 501 is from the 50s, and that came out after mine, which is a 401. So I'm pretty excited. I don't do a whole lot of sewing paper projects except for my book page envelopes that I've made. So I'm pretty excited for it. I think I'm going to have one needle put aside, though. That's going to just be for paper. Because, you dull needles kind of quickly when you're sewing paper. Not super quickly, but let me put it this way. When you're sewing fabric, a needle can last you like weeks worth of sewing. When you're sewing paper, you could get like a good week before it starts giving you trouble. I know other people push it, but I don't push it when I'm sewing paper. It's just not what I do. This page here, this color, reminds me of a cloud. Doesn't it look like a cloud? It's like cloud colored. And then that black one aside of it's like angry cloud colored. I just love it. And you really have to experience the feeling of these papers too, because they've got such a nice, smooth feel. You got to get over to Amy's tonight and buy some of her stuff. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. And next week too, I'm doing so much. I'm getting rid of so much stuff. And subscribe to my newsletter, because through the whole month of May, I'm going to be coming out every few days with daily deals of de-stash stuff that I'm getting rid of. And I'm talking like, I'm going to be selling groups of books together, bundles of de-stash stuff, bundles of different laces and linens and whatever. So subscribe to my newsletter through my website, which is thechadwickrose.com, so that you can get the email, because I'm only going to give it to my email subscribers. And get on my email list so that you can get those deals and see if there's anything that you want, because there's going to be a lot of stuff. I got to get rid of some stuff. I have no room. And, if we're going to be going up north, I've got to have room, because the flea markets up there have got some good stuff. So, yeah, get on my email list. Go to Amy's tonight. Go to my live sale next week. I promise it'll all be worth your while. And I'm sorry about my voice. The allergies and the air quality and the weird sinus thing that I'm getting over. If I try and talk too loud, it hurts. It gets hard to breathe. Like, I'm really sensitive to the air quality. And I never was as a kid. I don't even remember there being air quality issues, but I guess it's a thing now. And I am affected by it, and I don't like it. I'm very upset about the air quality affecting my life, because it really does. Like the other day, I was totally useless because it wore me out so much, the air quality. So, I mean, is anybody else like that? Am I the only weirdo that's really bothered by this? So yeah, that's why if you're listening and you're like, she don't sound right. No, it's because I'm not. No, I'm not right. Okay? I'm not right. I'm wrong. That's why. I am so excited for these little journals to be done. This is going to be part 1, and then I'm going to have the putting together of the journals be part 2. So this is like the beginning, and part 2 will be coming out after I get my pages sewn, because I'm not going to videotape me sewing around the edges of pages. Maybe I'll put like a little snippet in if I could get Lil to videotape me sewing a little bit. But, you know, I'm not going to make you watch me sew. You know what it looks like when a person sews, right? So when a person sews fabric, it's exactly the same, except it's on paper. Okay? I did think of a few little embellishment things that I might do to these as I go. I did think of a few little things, to A, use up some of my stash, and B, make some little cutesies on these. So we're going to do a little bit of embellishing on them, and I'm still trying to think if I want to add anything to the cover or not. So if you think of anything, if you think I should, let me know in the comments, because I really have no idea whether or not I should embellish or jazz up the covers at all, because I really like the prints just the way they are. So let me know what you think.